Next on the track, the men's 1500 meters, 2 semifinals. Collegiate and NCAA meet record. It's getting very, very old. 35 years ago, Sidney Marie did that. As we go to lane 6, and Clayton Murphy, the Akron junior, who is the 2016 NCAA indoor champ.
You know, Dwight, really an amazing talent. He wound up making the world team at the 800 meters, ran a 4:13 mile in high school, and has shown terrific progress in just the last couple of years. He's now a junior at Akron.
And the crowd will have a rooting interest here in Oregon sophomore Blake Haney. He was second in the mile at the NCAA Indoor Championships back in March.
You know, one thing to mention early in this race, there is kind of a move afoot, and there's some sentiment that's changed in the last couple of years. As they do the mile indoors, Dwight, there's now a movement to consider possibly doing the mile outdoors. I'm a big fan of that because the average person I will talk to, they don't know the 1500 meters. They don't know what it means. They don't know it's a metric mile if you're a mom or a fan or you have a brother that was a runner, but they understand the mile. The joggers understand the mile. The marathoners understand the mile. So I hope it does get included here and they switch, because I think it will help the sport and we can promote it well. I'm always trying to convert things so people understand the mile pace. This is no surprise that you're seeing. You get the lead, you get 2 or 3 guys with speed. They know they've got at least one more race in 2 days that could be hard, and they want a slow pace. And the distance races at the NCAAs often turn very tactical and have blazing second halves.
So each of these 2 semifinals will automatically advance the top 5 finishers, and then the 2 fastest times that did not finish in the top 5. That was a 64-second first lap. The leader has been Dylan Maggard, the Utah State sophomore, I should say. Craig Engels of Old Misses also in there. There you see Clayton Murphy, and they're just feeling each other out. Pretty good conditions for a 1500-meter race.
Terrific. You know, the flags are very gently moving, and it's the air's almost still. Temperature perfect, 70 degrees. It's great, great running. And the pace really is even slower because they sprinted the first 100 meters. So they were going at about a 66-second lap. I mean, high school championships are won with a faster pace. It will change now with 2 to go. They hit the bell, 2 laps to go in 1 minute and 55 seconds. So let's see what their second 800 meters is of this race.
Basically jogging right next to Dylan Maggard is Cornell junior James Gowans, 9th in the mile at the NCAA Indoor Championships. But the race now is really playing into the hands of those with speed, and that is first and foremost going to be Clayton Murphy, who was on the U.S. World Championship team, made it to the semifinals in Beijing last summer, as well as winning the NCAA indoor title at that distance.
Murph is undefeated this year in his 9 outdoor races. The pace now picking up. Things are getting really honest here. Based on the past, Blake Haney, who was a total blue chip out of high school and one of the top 5 milers in the country, ran 52 seconds off a very slow pace last year at these championships. So we know he can burn the last lap. Let's see. Oregon needs these points. Let's see what he does.
We saw a lot of tripping up there with at the head of the stretch, and a lot of shoving. Guys looking for places to run as Clayton Murphy now takes the lead. He has the Olympic qualifying standard in the 800 meters, so he's in the catbird seat, moving up to the 1500 here at the NCAA championships.
And they pass it right there at 3:09.8, very slow. Their last lap with 1 to go when they hit the bell here was only 62 seconds, but people are full of run right now with about 200 meters to go.
Remember, it's the top 5 finishers automatically finishing and advancing to Friday's final, then the next 2 fastest times. So that slow time going out could hurt the 6th and 7th placers. Murphy looking very, very easy as he rounds the turn. He's in no problem of qualifying. Now let's see if we can point him out. That's Engels from Ole Miss right there on the outside.
And Brandon Kidder for Penn State in the inside.
And Haney may have ended up 6th. He was just sort of cruising in, knew he was in the top 5, but on the outside, another Ole Miss runner, Robert Domanic, made a crazy last 50-meter run in the outside lanes to try and get across. They're all staring at the big screen to see who ends up 6th. A lot of jostling and bumping with about 500 meters remaining. Really made that. Haney does get 5th. And they are not even separated by 100th of a second. Ben Malone ends up 6th from Villanova. Look at all the shoving and pushing and tripping out there.
Last 400 meters by Murphy in 52.32 seconds. That is a total wow. Not surprised, one of the top 800-meter runners, certainly in this race. Brandon Kidder from Penn State. He's run 1 minute 46 seconds. He's happy with a slow pace. Look at it from Ole Miss. Craig Engels, who's run 3:38 for 1,500. That's about a 3:54 mile earlier this year. He was comfortable getting in and got third pretty easily.
Well, it was a mad dash for the final finish line, and the Oregon faithful are going to not be happy. They've switched it now that Blake Haney ended up 6th when they looked at the photo, and now he has to wait to see if 3:49.54 is one of the 2 fastest non-qualifying times. That's a big blow for Oregon's team title hopes if he doesn't get through.